Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our meeting. Am I audible on your end?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So it's past 7 minutes now, after 5 o'clock. Maybe we can now start with our session. So can we ask a volunteer to lead the opening prayer?
Ako po, sir.
Okay, let's proceed, Sarah.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Thank you, Sarah, for leading the opening prayer. And for this afternoon session, we'll proceed immediately to our point of discussion so we can also finish it earlier. Though there are some of your classmates who have asked to be excused as they have also other um, conflicting schedule with the other class. However, I guess the one who will run our meeting, Sharon, is already around. So most likely they will just have to review, or watch the recorded session. Okay. So, this is not actually in continuation, but this is a separate chapter in your book. However, the topic, no, the major topic is actually talking about the skeletal system. And in our previous discussion on chapter 6, we talked about the skeletal system, but we focus on the bone and the bone tissues, right? But this time, we're now going to proceed, no, or to cover the gross anatomy of the skeletal system. Now, before we proceed, can we still recall what gross anatomy is? Did in our beginning lesson we have discussed the different orientations. Particularly, we have discussed about superficial, the microscopic, right? So, anyone who would like to share, if you can still recall what gross anatomy is.
It is the structure of organs that are visible to the naked eye po, sir.
Ah, yes, thank you, Janine. So that is actually contrary to what? Maybe the other is microscopic, which we call as, if this is visible to our human eye, what's the opposite of gross? The one that requires the microscope to view the structures, the internal structures of a particular body system. Some actually call it as microscopic anatomy. Okay, but the term that we use last time is well, can we recall in the other opposite to gross anatomy?
Microscopic po.
Okay, microscopic. So microscopic anatomy. Because I have read one that is, there is one reference that I have read that have used other terms. Okay, but in our main references we use microscopic. We stick with the microscopic. But have we touched about surface anatomy? We have also surface anatomy, which is somehow similar pushes across anatomy. Okay. Sige. Now, looking into this figure, we will look into the mineral storage, but more likely we have already understood already some of these minerals, not like calcium and phosphorus in our previous chapter. And of course, the body movement. If we just mentioned in our previous chapter about the production of the bodily movements due to the contraction of the muscle tissue, particularly in the bone cells, then we will look further into that. But most likely, we will look into what are those structures that may engage, no, that are involved in producing bodily movements. And we also have the blood cell production, which we knew already about the red bone marrow. And then we also have the body support, which is one of the functions of the one of the major functions of the skeletal system. But most likely here we'll look into the specific structure because this is gross anatomy, right? So we will look into the specific structures that are involved to this key concepts. No? Now, for this chapter, we'll start with the skeletal anatomy, with the overview of the skeletal anatomy, with the following learning outcomes. First is to define the anatomical terms for bone features. Okay, so meaning we'll look into the appropriate terms. No? Anatomically speaking, what term should be used to describe these bone features? Okay. Then we also have to list the two anatomical portions of the skeleton, which we're going to divide the this chapter into two. Aside from this one, no, from the overview, from axial to appendicular. Okay, but upon looking into the entire, actually, yung what I have done so far is yung axial. Okay, and I hope we will be able to finish that one this afternoon. But if not, it's just fine. Okay, we'll just look for. Okay, maybe we just continue it with other meeting. And because this is very malawak talaga po ang ating skeletal system. Okay? So, we'll try our best to, of course, no, not just to highlight the important, but also not to skip, no. Maybe we might skip the most important thing. So, we'll try to do it one at a time. Then, lastly, we have to list the bone shapes. Okay? Lastly, in the last chapter, we have actually identified some of the shapes already. Okay, so we will try to align them with the different anatomical terms and structures of the skeletal system. Then let's proceed to the skeletal anatomy overview. So this will actually give us the entirety of the anatomy of the skeletal system. So let's start with how many bones. Now, how many bones comprising the skeletal system? But it varies, not because it varies depending on what organism are you referring to? Okay, so if we are describing the average number of bones in an adult, that is actually 206 bones. Okay, so remember there is difference between an infant, no, and versus the adult bones. Okay, so that's actually significantly quite a big difference kasi pag baby kasi, babies have significantly more than around 300 bones. Okay? Kaya they do not give a specific number because ano ba nga 270 lang. They do not give a specific number because remember, they actually fuse pa. Okay? May molding pa and they actually fuse, nag-overlap. So, they could only give estimates for that. Okay? Kaya sinasabi around 300 at birth. So, that's actually, it's just fine. Okay? Pero, pag tinanong kayo about the average adult, that should be 206. Okay? So the actual number of the bones varies between people, and of course, it decreases with age, no? As the bones become fused. At the same time, remember, na-degenerate po, right? Remember that there is also migration, diba? Migration of the minerals, no? And sometimes, as we age specifically, if we do not give enough or of course not if there is an inadequacy of the nutrients that we receive from the lifestyle from the food that we eat, then most likely that would actually affect our bone structure. Okay, so again, this is one of the factors kasi dito is nutrition. So this is where your program will be of value. Okay, now, in terms of dividing the skeletal system, the bones in our skeletal system are actually segregated or divided into two, the exoskeleton and the appendicular skeleton. So, what are the difference between the two and why are they being categorized? Okay, of course, for organization, that's the main point here, right? But when we speak about exoskeleton, this refers to the bones of our skull, our auditory ossicles, then our hyoid bone, then we also have our vertebral column, and our thoracic or our rib cage. Okay, So, with those areas, parang limited lang, no? Because the rest of that would be appendicular. Yun naman po yung, dito, napakarami kasi yung many bones na that are comprising this. Ito, few lang sila. Pero, there are a lot of bones, no? A lot of bones that are connected to this, no? Key points. Now, we also have the appendicular. The appendicular would actually pertains to our limbs, no? May it be upper or your lower limbs and even our two girdles. So we have upper and lower girdles, okay? And these girdles will actually be our pectoral and our pelvic girdle. Now, what are they called as girdle? Okay, because girdle means belt, okay, and the belt itself would somehow indicate or suggest that it might refer to a zone. Okay? And with this, there are two zones where the limbs are actually attached. Diba? In our upper limbs, we have our pectoral. Then our pelvic girdle will actually house or attach the lower limbs. Okay? So again, connected lang po. Our upper limbs connected to our pectoral girdle. Then our lower limbs, yung ating legs, are actually connected or attached to the pelvic girdle. Okay? Now, as what I've mentioned yesterday, there are 206 bones in our body. Then this is how we classify them. And if you notice, there might be, sir, there are there are 5, 16. For example, the carpal bones, there are 16 because there are other bones consisting of carpal bones. This is actually our hands. Sa baba, tarsal po, okay? Our foot or feet. So if we try to look at this number, they are even classified or categorized para mas madali natin siya ma-remember. Okay? So if we try to look at this, in this first column, okay, reduce this one. In this first column, these are the bones found in your axial skeleton. Then the other would be in your appendicular skeleton. And they are even farther no, grouped according kung saan area niyo siya makikita. Okay? Say for example, in the skull, ito po silang lahat are found in the skull. Okay? So in the skull, there is a total of 22 bones. Okay? Again, hindi po lahat iba-iba yung pangalan, right? Merong iba, yung dalawa, no? There are dalawa, iba yung same lang yung pangalan. So for example, our parietal, dalawa po kasi yung ating parietal dito. Okay? So, na-count po siya as 2 bones. Pero same po sila parietal. Okay? And we also have bones that are associated with the skull. So, meaning this is what are connected not to our skull. And that is actually including our auditory ossicles, no? But inside our ears, at the same time our hyoid point. Then also have our vertebral column at the back, then our rib cage. Okay? So, if you take a look at the ribs, there are 24. Meron pa iyan because there are true ribs at saka may false ribs pa. Okay? Then, when you take a look at the appendicular, again, they are divided into two. We have the pectoral girdle and the pelvic girdle. Okay? Again, the pectoral to our upper limbs and our pelvic girdle would be on our lower limb. So let's try to look at this individually. At least we come to encounter these terms, and as we encounter them in the succeeding slides, at least we're familiar to where are we going to find them. Okay? So in our skull, or otherwise known as cranium, kasi meron tayong cranial bones. Okay? So, tinatawag siyang, the cranial bones comprise our skull. Okay? Yung skull is otherwise known as cranium. Okay? So, the skull, if you try to look at its case, no? Para mag-focus lang tayo sa brain case, yung the one that protects the brain itself. Okay? So it is also otherwise known as neurocranium. Okay, so meaning this refers to the bones that protects the brain. Okay? Limited lang po siya sa protection to the brain because there are others in our skull that are also part of the other functions. Like say for example, mastication, di ba, chewing. Iba po yung responsible po doon. With our face, iba po yun. But on the first part, it is categorized as on focusing mainly on our neurocranium, okay, and our brain case. So they are classified into two, dalawa po sila. We have paired and unpaired. So meaning, pag sinabing unpaired, tagdadalawa. Then yung unpaired, isa lang. So our paired, because they are found in both left on my end, left and on your on my right. Okay, so these are our parietal and temporal. Okay, so meaning these are our parietal, and the one that holds our ears, that will be our temporal. Okay, so meaning tagdadalawa. One on my left, one on my right, then same is with my parietal. So meaning may apat na po tayo. Then, how about this unpaired? Yung unpaired naman po, we have frontal here. Ito po, frontal. Then we also have around here in our sphenoid, dito. Then we also have our occipital at sa likod, that would be unpaired. And our ethmoid. Ito kasi, nasa loob kasi ito sila. Di ba, if this is our orbitals into our eyes, nandun po sila sa loob. Okay? Yung sphenoid at saka ethmoid. Pero, they're only unpaired. Single lang po sila. Okay? So meaning in our brain case, there are 4 plus 4, 8. 8 po silang lahat. Then we also have our face. Our face, this would be our viscerocranium. Okay? And there will also be unpaired and paired. So we have our paired. Our paired is our maxilla. Okay? Ito po. And our maxilla is similar with our zygomatic, palatine, lacrimal, and nasal. Ito kasi nasa inside na po sila. Okay? But later when we proceed to the picture, okay, to the figures, you'll be able to locate them. Okay? Palatine, lacrimal, nasal, and inferior nasal concha. Okay? So that would be 2 pairs each. Okay? So they would be consisting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 12. Then our unpaired would be the mandible, the vomer, which is near to our nose. Then there are only two, the mandible and the vomer. So that is 2 plus 12, that is 14, right? Plus 8 kanina, that is equivalent to a total of 22 bones for the skull. Okay? Then, for the bones associated with the skull, including those that are found in our ears, we have the auditory ossicles consisting of three. We have malleus, incus, and stapes. Okay? If I can recall, stapes is the smallest bone in our body. Okay? The smallest bone. Hindi po yung stapes, ha? Stapes. Stapes. That is 2 for each. Then we have one hyoid bone. So, all in all, that is equivalent to total of 7. Again, malus, sunod-sunod lang po ito here. Okay? Later, we're going to look into that. Malus, incus, and stapes. Pero, the question there is, patikain. If it is into the superficial or into the deep. Okay? Then we also have our vertebral column. Ito, if you try to look at our vertebral column, meron din naman individual na pangalan yung kada bones, no? Pero collectively, they are classified into 6. Okay? Generally, they may be 6, pero remember that there are, sometimes it's divided nila in one part doon. Okay? Kasi there are atlas at saka axis pa. Pero if you try to follow this one, there are 5. Okay? We have cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and lumbar, sacrum, and coccyx. Okay? As what I have mentioned last time, di ba, our tailbone is our coccyx. Yung parang ganyan din sa dulo, right? We have our spinal column, that would be our coccyx. Okay? And that is 1. And the one that connects to the coccyx, no, or where the coccyx attaches to, that is the sacrum. Okay? That is also 1. And then, para mas madali nyo siya ma-remember, usually yung tinuro sa amin is yung time that we eat, di ba? We have 7, 12, 5. Okay, so meaning yung 7 would be our cervical. Yan po yung first dito of our spinal. Each attachment to the skull. Then, the first is the cervical, then next is the thoracic, then the lumbar would be 5. Okay? And there are also specific names for each of the vertebra. Okay? Vertebrae, I mean, because plural to yung vertebra. Now, for each of that, they have specific names. Pero sometimes we just use symbols lang. We have, like, say for example, if it pertains to cervical, we have C1 to C7, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C7, ay C6 and C7. Then for thoracic, same is true liwat, sunod-sunod we have T1, T2 hanggang T12. Then lumbar, that would be L1, L2 hanggang L5. Okay, yung sacrum is S, then coccyx is CO. Puro capital. Okay? Sige lang, because we're going to discuss it later. Then the total would be vertebral column, that would be 26. Then for our rib cage here, our ribs is consist of 12 pairs. Okay? So equivalent po niya is 24. Okay? Again, there are true ribs and false ribs. Okay, yung mga nahang kasi, they are called as false ribs. Okay? Then our sternum here, our breastbone, that would be 1. All in all, that is 25. And if you try to count all the bones in our exoskeleton, that would be 80. Okay, so if there is 206 and you already have 80, pero nalapuan na sa salin, that is 126. Okay, now let's proceed with this. And the appendicular. Now for the appendicular, there are only two major divisions. We have pectoral and pelvic. If we try to consider already that the upper limbs are attached to the pectoral. Now for the pectoral girdle here, we only have two. That would be your scapula, diba dito, yung shoulder bone pa natin. And we also have our clavicle, which is our collarbone. And all of them are actually consist of two. So meaning we have four. Then for our upper limbs, which you are very familiar with, we have our upper arm, it would be the humerus. Okay. Then in our lower arm, we have ulna and radius. Okay. But please, later, when you try to look at the image, kung saan po dito ang medial at saka sino po ang lateral between kay ulna and radius. Okay. Then we also have the carpal bones. The carpal bones is in our, ito po sila dito. It should be. And there are, can you just imagine there are 16 bones because duhaman inin, right? So there are actually 8. Okay? Then metacarpals, then our phalanges, okay? Our digits. So that is a total of 24. Then in our pelvic girdle naman, and our hips. So our hips is consist only of one, that is the hip bone, equivalent to 2. Then our lower limb, including our longest bone, diba our longest bone is the femur, and that is 2, kasi dalawa naman po yung leg natin, right? Then we also have tibia and fibula, correspond po siya sa radius and ulna, right? So, we can also determine which is medial at saka sino po yung lateral by looking at the image itself. Okay? So that is 2 for each. Then we also have the patella, diba this is our kneecap. Okay? Our kneecap, so dalawa naman po yung ating leg. So we have 2. Then our tarsal is similar to the one that attaches to our radius and radius, our tibia and fibula. Okay? And the one that flats on the surface, that would be the metatarsal, then our digits. For the feet, that would be our phalanges. Okay? So that is 28. So if we try to sum it up, that is all in all, the total girdle and lower limb bones is 62. Okay? Now if we add this with the total number earlier, which is 64, then overall that is equivalent to 126. Now if we add the 26, we all have a total of 206. Okay? Is that clear? Were you able to follow class? Okay. Now let's try to look at this picture. Let's try to compare kung saan yung mas clear. Ito na lang kasi mas clear ito. Yeah. So here we have, of course, what's the directional term here? What's the plane that is given to us? If it is facing towards us, that is what view is this? Hello. What view is this, class? What's the presentation?
Anatomical position.
Yes.
Anterior,
Yes. Then the other is
posterior,
okay.
Sir, naka-off mic ka po.
So let's start with because my earphones have already been low cut na. Sige. So let's start to, I don't know if I'm audible on your end. I'll just be using the, am I audible? I'll just be using the audio from my laptop na lang. Okay? Sige. Now, we will try to locate all of those bones that we just mentioned earlier. So let's start with the neurocranium. Just zoom it in. Okay, if you try to look at this, meron silang lines dito. That's what we call as sutures, okay? Sutures. Sila po yung nag-mold right after, no? In the development of the fetus, okay? So, starting from the skull, which is our cranium, of course, hindi lang dito nakikita ang parietal, temporal, okay? But this is the general, okay? This is the general. So we have the skull here, skull. Then this would be our mandible. Diba? This is very important for mastication. And that is the movable, no? The most movable bone in our body. Then we have our hyoid bone, where our thyroid and parathyroid are actually situated. Then we also have on both sides, we have our clavicle here, which is our collarbone, okay? Yung tinatawag na parang alcancía daw, okay? So that is what we call as clavicle. Then we also have parang ito yung pakpak naman, this is what we call as shoulder bone, okay? Shoulder bone. Same po, we have the mandible. Then we also have our sternum here, but this is only one sternum. Then for our ribs, how many ribs do we have?
26, sir?
26?
22 ba to?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Pero balik. 22? 26?
I don't
You
know,
get the
sir.
mid. Okay, 24.
24,
You just get the mid.
sir.
So sayang, 22, 26, nasa gitna, 24. Okay, again, there are 12 on one side and the other 12. Okay, so that would be our ribs. Then we also have your vertebral column. How many parts do we have in the vertebral column? How many divisions are there? There are 5. We start with, yung pinakataas, ito. This one kasi visible siya. We start with, ang count natin is 7, 12, 5, then 1, 1 na. Yung 7 would be?
Cervical vertebrae, sir.
Okay, next is yung 12.
Thoracic.
Thoracic. Next is?
Lumbar.
Lumbar. And then yung dalawa?
Sacrum and coccyx.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So later we're just going to further name those and what is the structure, no, of the spinal column. Then we also have humerus. Okay, this one you're very familiar with this. Okay, because we have discussed already about brachial artery. Then that would be our humerus. Then we also have our ulna. Okay, it would be our ulna and our radius. Okay, mas madali lang po siya because, di ba, we already had identified our radial artery, di ba? Radius po yun. Okay, so meaning our radial artery lies on the radius. Okay, so meaning if our basis is our palms facing forward or anterior po siya, then most likely one that is medial is it the radius or ulna? if we are trying to follow the position for
Ulna.
the directional terms.
Ulna, sir?
And medial,
Opo.
we say that you try to locate again your okay. Yes. Okay, because this is brachial going down. Yes, that's actually ulna. Okay, so that is how we locate what's medial and where is the lateral. Then what I have mentioned earlier about the carpal bones here, the one that attaches to the radius and ulna, carpal bones po yun. Then the one that extends to the carpal bones would be the metacarpal. Then the one that refers to the otherwise known as the digits po, that would be our phalanges. Okay, for both the hands and our foot, that would actually what we called as phalanges. Okay, dito lang po sila magkakaiba because dito tarsal sa paa and metatarsal naman po yung the one that attaches to the tarsal. Okay, then decide to look at this one. Okay, and this is your if you try to look at ito kasi ang appendicular, right? So if this is your appendicular, this is what part class? Ito po. Where the lower limbs are attached. Anong tawag sa kanya? This is your
Pelvic girdle.
okay, pelvic girdle wherein there is only one hip bone lot po, diba? Hip bone. Then dito naman to our shoulders where the clavicle and the scapula are attached. What do you call that one?
Pectoral girdle.
Where our upper limbs are attached, that would be our pectoral girdle. Okay, now to our longest bone, that would be our femur. Okay, then we have our patella, ito po, or our kneecap. Then we also have our tibia and fibula. Ito, you know that's where the medial, right? Yung medial po natin is tibia. Kasi just remember, fibula, F far. Okay, kung far, of course, sira yung madiha center. So that would be fibula. Okay, then we also have our tarsals and metatarsals, and of course, same pa rin, phalanges, no? To the digits of the foot. Okay, is it now clear? And we also have here, we forgot, which is what we call a sacrum, and ito po yung tailbone, which is the coccyx. Okay, is that clear? Now let's proceed to the different bone shapes. Okay, so there are four classifications of bone. According to their shape, right? But first we have long, second flat, third is just briefly describe on how they are attached, how they are related to the long bones. Okay. Now, for the long bones, obviously they are longer, no, than they are wide. Okay, from the name itself, of course, it suggests that they are longer than their width, and most of the bones of the upper and the lower limbs are, of course, long bones. No, if based on the figure that we have showed earlier, if you can see that our bones in the upper limbs and the lower limbs are actually our long bones. Okay. Then we also have the flat bones. The flat bones are relatively thin, and of course, from the word itself, flat, they are flattened in terms of their shape, and sometimes they are curved. Okay, and some of these bones are our skull bones. Okay, some of our skull bones, our ribs is one. Okay, because they are curved. At the same time, our ribs are relatively thin. That's why when we do CPR, no resuscitation, may tendency talaga po yan na mag-crack. Okay? So, we also do somehow, no, we caution as well when we do apply pressure. Pero it is kasi considered to be 2 inches deep kasi po dapat siya. 2 inches, 2 centimeter deep po dapat kasi siya. Okay? Then we also have the breastbone. So again, the breastbone is our sternum. Okay? Obviously, it is flat, right? And our shoulder blades, which is our scapula. Okay? Again, our plural form is scapulae. Okay? Ito po. This one, if you try to look at here, they are actually flat and slightly curved. Then, we also have the short bone. So, ito po yung mga maliliit lang. They are round. Most likely, this is what you can palpate here. Okay? Yung mahawakan nyo, they are actually round. And sometimes they are nearly curve shaped. Okay? And they are exemplified specifically by our bones of the wrist, like our carpal and even our ankle, no, which are the tarsal bones. Then we also have irregular bones, and these bones have shapes that do not readily fit into the other three categories. So anything that cannot be categorized from the three, from the long bones, from the flat, and the short, will fall under irregular bones. And some of these are the vertebrae and the facial bones. Okay? So parang hindi mo siya ma-describe, no? Which they cannot actually fall into the other three categories on long, flat, and short. So those are irregular bones. Now looking at this picture, we have here some examples like our long bone, which is obviously yung ating femur, or our thigh bone. Then our skull, which is the flat bone, okay? Specifically on our occipital. Yung occipital po is nasa base, okay? Yung nasa likod po, di ba, that is already on the base of our skull. Then our short bone that are commonly found, they are slightly round, they are round and slightly cube, no? Cube yung shape. So that would be our carpal and our tarsal. Now, anything that does not fall under these three categories would be categorized as irregular bone. Okay? And so, one example of this is, aside from the vertebrae, we also have the sphenoid bone, okay, from our skull. Okay? Now, what are these skeletal terminologies that we need to remember? First is, we need to note that anatomist, no, someone who is studying anatomy, use several common terms to describe the features, and remember there must be surface markings, okay, of the bones, okay, because these features could actually be the surface markings, and they actually give us an indicators kung ano yung possible natin itawag sa bone na iyan, okay. Now, most of these features involve the relationship between the bones and the associated soft tissues. So, we do not only consider alone, no, solely the bones, rather we also consider the soft tissues that are associated with them. Okay? Because most likely they also influence the movement, no? Their movement at the same time, how they could actually affect the other related bones. Then now, if a bone possesses a tubercle, okay, that would be a rounded projection, okay? And pag tinawag po siya, okay, because from time to time we'll be using tubercle and process, okay? So pag tubercle po, that would be rounded projection. So among the three bones, saan po usually natin ma-encounter ang term tubercle class? From the previous descriptions that we have provided for long bones, the flat bones, at the same time with the short bones and irregular, saan po possibly natin ma-encounter ang term na tubercle?
Short, sir.
Saan po, Jo?
Short.
Sa?
Short po.
Saan? Ano yun? In what category po?
Short po ba, sir?
Okay, yes po. Yes, that would be on the short one. But they are round and slightly cube shape. Okay, very good. So, meanwhile, we also have the process. No, pag process naman po, it is referring to a sharp projection. Okay? most likely a ligament or tendon was attached to that tubercle or process during life. So that's why we need not just to look at the bone itself, but also to the attached, no, or associated soft tissue. Okay. Then, if we have encountered or given with a bone that is smooth and there is articular surface, di ba nasa epiphysis, that surface was part of a joint and was covered with articular cartilage. Okay, because the one that provides cushion to the ends of our bones is actually our joints. Okay, specifically the one that covers our joints is also our articular cartilage. Meanwhile, we also have the bone that has foramen. Di ba we have already mentioned about foramen ovale, right? So meaning the foramen, or which otherwise known as the hole, okay? Hole. So meaning there is luho, right? Di ba dun sa sinabi ko last time about the fetal circulation, di ba from the right atrium, napupunta siya, instead na pumunta siya sa sa right ventricle, tumutuloy siya through the foramen ovale dun sa left atrium. Okay? And that is because of that hole, which is the foramen. Okay? So, yung plural form po natin ng foramen is foramina. Okay? Foramina. Then, in it, that foramen was the opening through which a nerve or blood vessel passed. So, with this, similar to the foramen ovale, so the foramen usually is used, kaya meron silang hole because that would be a passage, no? The passage or the opening through which a nerve or a blood vessel could actually pass. Okay? Now, there are some skull bones that contains mucous membrane. So, mucus naman po, di ba, this is just parang, uh, of course, no, parang liquid siya, liquid form. Now, medyo yung consistency, medyo mataas, no? Concentrated yung consistency. So, that could actually be found in the skull bones, specifically those that are lined in air spaces. Okay? Kasi yung other tanggalin niya, bagat kung saan dumadaan ang sipon, right? Because most likely infected po yung ating cyanosis on that part. Okay? So, if the bones are actually containing mucous membrane and they are lined, no, with air sacs, then that is what we call as cyanosis. Okay? Cyanosis. Then please remember that those names that we have just mentioned earlier about tubercle, process, then foramen, and cyanosis, they could actually be part of a name of a particular bone, okay, or even a particular structure in the skeletal system. And by looking at the name itself, they could actually give us, no, or provide us important clues already, okay, and will also give us, no, an easiest way to remember them. Okay, for example, yung foramen ovale which I have mentioned last time in our skull. Okay, if we could actually we're able to find that foramen ovale in our skull, then the foramen, which means hole, and that hole would be found in the skull, and of course, what is associated with the hole would be an opening, right? So meaning this means it is an opening shape like an oval because yung ovally is of course referring to the shape that is oval. Now, combining all of this, now we could actually have the oval shaped hole, no, which is located in the skull. Okay? Were you able to follow class on how we name these structures, just given the name itself? And by understanding the name itself, then that could actually give us already their particular function. Okay? Is that clear? Hello? Were you able to follow? Okay. Sige. Now, for us, kasi kanina, we just only mentioned dalawa lang, ay tatlo. We have cyanosis, tubercle process. So, we need to add more. Okay? Kasi marami pa sila. Okay? So, with this, because if you are also familiar with this, mas madali mo gihapon hiya maintindihan. Okay? Yung mga types of bones and the structures in our skeletal system. So, let's start with the common terms natin in the body. So we have here the body, which is the main part, that would be the description. Then pag binigyan po naman tayo ng head, of course, the head would mean enlarged, often rounded end. Then we also have the neck. The neck is, of course, there is a constriction between the head and the body, because that's the one that connects these two structure, right? So we also have the margin or the border, which means pag basa po kayo ng margin or the border, yung meaning niyo, corresponding meaning po niya is similar pa rin po. Okay? Which means edge. Then pag angle naman po, if you encounter the word angle, that means bend. Okay? Then ramus, later we're going to encounter the term ramus. Ramus is when it already started branching off the body beyond the angle. Because in the body, may required angle lang. Di ba? When we do some movement, may may angle lahiya na kaya niya i-twist, no? Or kaya niya i-bend. Now, if it already branched off the body beyond the angle, then that is the term that we are going to use, ramus. Okay? Then we also have condyle. Condyle is the smooth rounded articular surface. Di ba we just mentioned that in the bone, di ba protected po siya na, di ba we have the joint that attaches to the other nearby bone cells. Then with that, they are covered with articular surface, right? Now, if our articular surface is smooth and round, then we call it as condyle, okay? Then we also have facet, okay? Facet is a small, flattened articular surface. So meaning articular pa rin po sila, pero this time they are small and sometimes they are, or most likely they are flattened, okay? So opposite lang po sila ng condyle, okay? Yung ating condyle at saka facet. Kasi yung condyle, merong O, rounded. Then O, smooth, okay? Pag facet naman po, facet, meaning that would be small, then flattened. Okay? Madali lang kasi facet, F. Okay, para hindi kayo malito. Pero just remember, O ngan A, kaya mas madali silang ma-recall. Okay? Then, let's proceed to the ridges. Ano naman po yung ridges? Di ba para silang edges sila na parang bangin, right? Ridges, okay? Bangin na pataas, okay? So that would be ridges. So we have line, then linea, okay? So this actually means low ridge, okay? Para silang, how would you describe that one? Para silang ilog na ganun, right? That would be ridges. So kung bumaba lang siya, that would be line or linea, okay? So if we try to apply that one, there are also crest and crista, okay? Meaning prominent po yung kanyang ridge. Pag sinabi natin prominent, obvious. Sabihin na lang natin, pag may mahawakan ka na say for example, yung breast cancer, di ba meron silang bato-bato. Now, if mahawakan nyo talaga siya, just simply slight palpation lang, meaning prominent na po, meaning halatang-halata, right? Then we also have the spine, which is the very high ridges. Ito naman po, sobra liwat, right? Ito, sakto na makakapa. Then, ito naman yung spine is too much, right? Ito na lang para mas madali. Di ba, we have mountains na lang. Kasi same lang pa naman po idea niya with the ridges. So, pag low po yung taas niya, that would be, just somehow they are just forming a line or linear. Then, pag prominent po, medyo halata na po siya, then that would be crest or crista. Then, pag taas talaga siya, parang steep ba? Steep. That would be a very high ridge. That is what we call as spine. Okay? Then we also have projections. Okay? So again, yung projections, what is projections, class? That is, we have mentioned earlier about projection, they are flat, right? So we have process, which is a prominent projection, okay? So we also have tubercle, which is a small rounded bump, right? And we also have the tuberosity, which is tuber. They are forming a knob and larger than a tubercle, okay? And we have also trochanter, which is tuberosity on the proximal femur, because there are actually, if you try to look at the different positions, lying positions, mas madidetermine, kasi when we do assessment before, we also are asked to identify um, what are those that can be palpated once we have, say, for example, like side lying, okay? Side lying position po yung aming client. So we are also asked, ano po yung projections na makikita namin. Then we also have the epicondyle, okay? So from the word itself, epi meaning out, di ba? Then condyle meaning upon, di ba surface po kasi ito, upon a condyle, okay? So we also have lingula, which is a flat tongue-shaped process, okay? Then we also have, meaning prominent po yung projection niya, pero this is flat and it looks like a thumb, okay? Tongue shape. Then we also have hamulus. It is otherwise known as the hook-shaped process. And pag horn naman, corno, okay? Then the openings, the one that we mentioned earlier, foramen, which means hole, okay? Then we also have the one that appears like a canal. Then that is what we called as tunnel, okay? Commonly, yung pangalan na binibigay sa kanya is meatus, okay? Meatus. Then fissure. Then fissure is a cleft, okay? Then sinus, or otherwise known as labyrinth, that is cavity, because usually in some cavities in our body, they're actually forming, di ba parang sinus yung mucus, they are covered with mucous membrane, okay? Then we also have depressions. Kung kanina, di ba kanina we have high edges. Ito po, yung ridges po natin. Opposite to that, ito naman. Opposite to that is our depressions, di ba? Okay? Depressions meaning, di ba, depress down. Okay? So, the fossa, which means is a general term that is used for depression. Pero if a depression is in the margin of a bone, that is what we call as notch, then fovea, pag little pit, meaning nalubog, kagote. Pero pag deep and narrow po siya, na depression, that would actually what we call as groove and ulcus. Okay? So we also need to at least know the meaning of all of these anatomical terms for bone features. Now let's start with the first division, okay, which is the axial skeleton. Now, quite marami yung kanyang learning outcomes. Okay, it's around 11 actually. Try to cover as much as possible kung ano po yung kaya. Again, we start with the general functions of the axial skeleton and list its parts. However, earlier na-mention naman po natin lahat po, right? Na lahat under axial skeleton. How many bones are there in total?
206.
There po, axial lang, axial skeleton. Diba there are 18, okay? Because the other 126, okay? Thank you. And we also need to list the major sutures of the skull. Ito na po yung sinasabi ko kanina, okay? The sutures of the skull and the bones that they are connecting. Then we also have to name the bones of the skull and of course describe their features as they have seen from the superior. We will try to look at the different views po, okay? Either it is superior, posterior sa back, then lateral on the sides, and anterior. Because sometimes kasi, we could easily look at the structure if given with the appropriate view. Kanina po, di ba, we are given with the anterior and the posterior because mas makikita natin at ma-appreciate the axial and the appendicular skeleton. Okay? And it's good that you can still recall our lessons about the directional terms. Okay? Then we need to name the bones that compose the orbit of the eye. That's what I mentioned earlier. Okay? Orbit of the eye. Then list the bones and the cartilage from the bone to form the nasal septum. Okay? Ito po yung ating nasal septum. Meron din po tayong septum dito sa tongue. Okay? Yung nasa baba ng ating tongue. Okay? May septum din po dyan. Ito po yung ating, the one that separates the two holes in our tongue. Septum po yung tawag dyan. Then, and they are made of cartilage lang ha. Our nose is made of cartilage. Same with our ear. Di ba they are flexible? Then list the names, list the bones and cartilage that form the nasal septum. Then describe the locations and the functions of the paranasal cyanosis. So later we're also going to know where we can actually locate our paranasal cyanosis. And then list the bones of the cranium and the face, wherein we were able to cite them earlier already. Then explain the unique structure of the hyoid bone. Okay? Ano pong meron sa hyoid bone po natin? Then we also have to describe the shape of the vertebral column and of course the divisions. And earlier you already have identified those divisions. Okay? But of course they vary in terms of their functions because it also depends on the cranial nerves na they are connected to. Then we also have to discuss the common features of the vertebrae and contrast the structure of the vertebrae from each region. Okay? And lastly, we have to list the bones of the bones and the cartilage of our thoracic, including the 3 types of ribs. Okay? Kanina meron tayong dalawa, di ba? Na-mention. So ano po yung pangatlo? So let's start with the axial skeleton. Okay? Now, from the word itself, ano po